Greetings, friends. It is I, D. Trussell, and look where I am. An actual podcast studio. We found a home for the DTFH at Comedy Frequency Studios. Thank you, Lord, for leading me here. This is so luxurious. You are not going to believe what we can do now. All of the things that every other video podcast has been doing for years are now in my command. We've got the ability to pull up things from the internet. I could never do that before without taking 10 minutes during a podcast. This is incredible. Also, I imagine those of you who have been justifiably complaining about the sound will now be good consistently. This is for you, my darlings. Thank you for bearing with me. Today, we have a wonderful guest. You know him from Kill Tony. And holy shit, when you find out what he's been doing for the last month, it's going to blow your mind. Everybody, welcome to the DTFH, William Montgomery. William, welcome back to the show, man. It's great to see you.
Duncan, it is nice to see you. It is nice to see anybody right now.
We were so worried about you.
Oh, my gosh. I've had a hell of a week. I mean, it's been a hell of a month.
I don't think people know what you just did in the green room. You keep coming up. It's the first time at the mothership where a prayer circle happened. Like, we all prayed for you.
And I heard about that, Duncan, and genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank y'all for doing that, because I think that is something that helped at one point in time. It got really bad.
Tell folks where you've been.
So basically, I have been, my uncle, a friend of my uncle started a tourism kind of company. It's a kind of tourism. It's not like going down the Amazon. It's not like going down the Mississippi.
No.
Which actually last night, Duncan, oh my gosh, I was on my phone looking up. There's these old steamship cruises you can go down the Mississippi.
I'd love to do that.
Oh my gosh, I wonder what that's even like.
Probably fun for a couple of days, and then you want to get off that fucking ship.
Yeah, I wonder if it's loud with that big wheel churning in the water behind you.
Yeah, and they're haunted for sure. Those ships are haunted.
1,000%. And those are the kind of ghosts you don't want to meet, I would guess.
No, Mississippi River ghosts, man. They'll get you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. But yeah, no, my uncle his friend started it's like a tourism thing, but basically we go fight in Ukraine.
Dude, okay. When I heard you were doing this, and I heard that this is being labeled tourism,
yes,
that doesn't seem like the right word for it, man. I mean, going to fight in a battle is not when I think of tourism, I think of Hawaii, laying out by the beach, relaxing. And I know some people do adventure tour. I heard you could ride a bike through Ireland. There's this tour where they will take and you stay at castles.
Oh.
It sounds so nice. So that you ride the bike from castle to castle, and they take your bags there. So when I heard that you were, quote, taking a vacation, I was like, well, he deserves one. He's been working super hard. And then when I heard what it was, it's like, that's not relaxing.
Ukraine, do you know how long it took me to get to Kiev?
How long?
Kiev. It took 4 days.
Yeah, because it's not like it's not like Southwest is flying there.
Yeah, no direct flights out of Austin, unfortunately, because it was 4 days I will never get back. But yeah, I mean, when we talk about tourism, I feel like tourism is just something, you're a tourist, you're out in another country, you're looking around, you're getting in the sites, exploring.
Yeah.
You're also helping people. I have a medic background. Not a lot of people know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had to help a couple of the high up people just in the trenches. They got worms. It was like this worms outbreak, and they really needed somebody who could fix the situation. So it was good I was there.
That's amazing, and thank you for your service. But before we jump to the worms in the trenches,
the trenches,
dude. But wait, and I don't want to be this guy, but I just got to get off my chest.
Yeah,
a lot of us are we love you, and you kind of put us through fucking hell. Because we were so scared, we didn't know if you would come back. You rattled. So we want you alive. Did you even think about your friends? Did you think about your dog? Did you think about any of us when you decided to do this. Like, really, what did your parents say?
Duncan, I have been in radio silence with pretty much everybody for about a month and a half now. Duncan, I don't know what's going on right now. I've been in a real weird spot
Yeah.
in my head, and I had to go out there. I mean, my dream growing up was to be a Navy SEAL, and it's like that fell through. I got pretty close to at least signing up for the Navy.
Yeah. How close?
Went to a training, whatever those centers are called, where you sign up for the military in Memphis. It was when I started like working out again. And I went in there and I just start looking around, and it's like all dingy looking in there. And it's like, wait, I'm not doing this. And I walked out the door.
Because it was dingy?
It was too dingy for my liking. You would think if you're joining the premier military of the world, it would look a little nicer in there. So that made me worried about everything. But then my uncle, his friend, came up with this company. And they literally give you, if I asked for an M16. You can have any number of guns. I asked for an M16. I was able to get an M16 1911 Colt. 1911. That thing is powerful.
Holy shit, man. How heavy are M16s? I heard they're incredibly heavy.
Yeah, the M16. Oh my gosh, that was 20 pounds, depending on if the ammo belt was on or not.
Whoa. So, okay.
Yeah.
So, again, I do want to emphasize you're kind of a dick for doing this. And I think that if you're in a dark spot, you know, maybe the answer isn't war.
Well, I didn't know what to do.
I get it. You had a lot of energy pent up.
Yeah, I've been playing Pokemon. I cannot stop playing Pokemon. I swear, Duncan, before I got here today, I was playing Pokemon. I'm on Pokemon Ruby right now.
What does that mean?
Pokemon Ruby is, I think, a third generation. I don't know what it means, but it means I've been catching Pokemon. I got 55 right now.
Oh, so what's the average amount of Pokemon? Is it Pokemon? Is it the plural of Pokemon?
Pokemon. You can only catch one at a time, so.
But if you have if I in my pocket I have a bunch of Pokemon, if I have Pokemon.
What do you have, Pokemon?
More than one Pokemon is a Pokemon.
There's
be Pokemon over there.
Pokemon.
Or Pokemons.
I think well, in my head, it's interesting you even bring this up because I've been thinking about it, but I haven't even said it. I would still just say Pokemon, and I think, and I could be wrong.
Pokemon is the plural of Pokemon.
Yes, I think it's one of those rare words that the singular and plural
are the same.
Not a lot of words are that way, I don't think, are they?
No, it's a very rare thing. 3 words are like that. I guess one of them's Pokemon.
Pokemon? What, cat? No, that has...
Cats.
Is that funny or something, or what's going on? I know Duncan's in a new place today, and
yeah,
the new guy kind of acting up over there.
Yeah, that's making you laugh, the plural of cat?
Yeah, I mean, my family currently has cats in their backyard, and they got to get rid of them because my brother won't let.
Hey, hold on. This episode of the DTFH has been supported by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is going to help you get rid of all those unwanted subscriptions that are slowly draining your money. Money is a manifestation of your life force, the symbolic form of prana, the energy of the universe. And unwanted subscriptions are like crab lice curled into your metaphysical pubic hair, suckling away at your precious life force. And they know you're going to forget. They understand that. They know that nobody in their right mind would apply for a filter that turns your head into a crab. They know you're blasted when you subscribe to these things. You're not even reading $20 a month for this filter, and you forget. You forget about it. But you know who doesn't forget? The app that you subscribe to. They remember once a month to, like a vampire bat, suckling on your neck. They drain you, friend. They drain your money. They drain your energy. And ultimately, they can drive you to madness. Many people are experiencing this. Too many subscriptions can lead to all forms of mania, all forms of hallucinations, delusions. You'll run out in the street. You won't know why. You'll think your wife is trying to kill you. It all could happen. Rocket Money is the vampire slayer. Rocket Money is here to help you do what sometimes seems impossible, which is figure out all the things you subscribe to late at night when you were high as a Texas swallow. It's time for you to free yourself with Rocket Money. It's also a great finance app. It tells you how much money you're spending every week. I legitimately use it all the time, not just for prying those subscriptions off of my financial, energetic form, but for understanding how much money is getting sprayed out of my accounts at a variety of things that generally I don't need. So try them out. You will be so happy you did. Right now, go to rocketmoney.com/Duncan. It's rocketmoney.com/Duncan. Stop wasting money on things you don't need. Get rid of those unwanted subscriptions. Open up the coffin and let the light burn the vampire. Thank you, Rocket Money. You understand? I'm not looking for a fucking laugh track. And when my guest is trying to be serious talking about Pokemon and we're talking about...
And I made a real mistake. I apologize. Yes, I say it. Yeah, I guess it isn't cat. I guess you put an S on that one, but...
Well, don't feel defensive. Now he's thrown. He just got back from...
I've been in Ukraine, dude.
He just got back from Ukraine.
Apologies.
It's cool.
And it's winter time in Ukraine.
Really?
Yup.
I had no idea. Now...
yeah, oh my gosh.
It's cold.
It's freezing.
So you fly into Kiev.
Yes, had to go through North Korea. I had to get a special visa.
To go through North Korea?
Yes.
Did you stay over in North Korea at all?
Yeah, stayed there for a couple days. They had a really nice hotel. It was like this outdoor hotel. Stayed in the hotel, really nice. I was actually there were some North Koreans who were about to go over to Ukraine as well to start fighting. So it was cool to just meet some of the other guys, kind of. Obviously, we come from different backgrounds, but just guys with a similar goal.
No girls?
No girls, not this time around, but I was hearing stories from some of the other recruits. We joke around and call each other recruits, even though we're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently last deployment, we used Army kind of words like that. But last deployment, there were some girls.
How did they do?
One of them died, and there's now a lawsuit. Again, it's not with my uncle, but with his friend.
It seems like I was running that kind of, quote, tourism business, that I would get the people to sign like so many forms.
Gotta
like,
sign a
protecting
form.
myself. Because like if you're going to fight in a war, like it's
a big deal.
You could die.
I know, that's why people have to they have to really think about it before they sign up, because I mean you're in war is hell.
I've heard that.
War is hell. The foxholes are hell.
Is it true there's no atheists in a foxhole?
No, not at all. I don't know what some of my Asian brethren who are also on the floor, I don't know what they're saying. There's a language barrier where sometimes that makes it not as fun. You go to a coffee shop on kind of a day off. And
Yeah.
try
Day
to order
off?
'em. Yeah, we get days off.
Yeah,
So
how
it's not like
close
the
is a
actual army.
So how close is a coffee shop to the front?
Ooh, we had to get in a Jeep. It was, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. So it's kind of an ordeal. They're still working out the kinks.
Was the
with-
coffee good? I've heard the coffee in Ukraine is really good.
Pretty good. And there were the prettiest girls working as
No
the
way.
baristas.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What kind of what so like in between fighting, what kind of coffee were you getting?
A lot of espressos have turned into this really big double espresso guy. But
I love it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, give me a couple of them. I can start catching the Pokemon. And
Did you get to play Pokemon over there?
I did bring my shout out to Mini Muyu. It's a wonderful emulator thing.
Yeah.
I was able to play out there some. It's really, yeah.
And it could survive like in the trenches. So describe what a trench is like, because I've only seen pictures. So talk about like the process of getting you from Kiev to the trenches, and then your first experience going into the trench.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the first day they're all joking around. They're like, oh, we got the new guys. So first night, we're not even allowed to sleep. They're hazing us all.
No way.
Oh yeah. It's already immediately, they make us put on our pants, no shirt on. They make us put on these weird knee pad things, and they are hitting us.
No shit.
We were had to get into these things called bows and toes, where we get on our elbows and our toes, and they're just making us count to like 100 and they're
Ooh.
kicking us in the ribs.
But this is tourism. Like, I would assume that if
I
you're...
signed up for it, Duncan.
So that was in the thing you signed, that you would get hazed.
They didn't tell me about that part. That's why they could end up having a problem.
Right.
Because I have come back a different person.
And what, from the hazing or from, like, fighting?
Everything, the fighting, the hazing.
I mean, did you read the thing you signed?
I read most of it. I mean, I gave
Most of it.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I sent it to the person who I get to look at the contract.
Your lawyer?
Yeah, I sent it to my lawyer. He said he read it.
And he told you to sign it.
Told me to sign it.
I mean, my guess is it was probably in there that you were going to get hazed. Like, I guess you didn't read it. So how do you
Could have
even know?
been. That was my mistake. That was my bad.
So you get hazed for a night, which I would already be. I mean, if I'm doing like this kind of tourism, I would be expecting more like a room service situation or.
1,000%. I was thinking that at least when we were not on the front lines fighting, I was thinking at least it was going to be more of a luxurious experience in between the sessions.
Like a hot tub or something, or like, you know, like
1,000%.
You know, this is what I love about skiing, you know, which isn't exactly like getting in the trenches, but it is dangerous. You know, people do die out on the ski slopes all the time. And what I love after I've done like Black Diamond, I don't want to brag, but I do the.
Those are the hardest ones, aren't they?
Yeah, I do triple blacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah. Most people don't even know they exist. You have to like, it's you have to be vetted. Let's just put it that way, and then you get access to these other slopes that are inside the mountains. Like everybody thinks that the skiing is outside the mountain, but inside the mountains is where it's at, man. That's where the real skiers go. Because it's icy in there and it's just dark. It's completely pitch black. Subterranean skiing. Anyway, the point is, I love doing that and then coming back to the lodge.
Oh.
Having a beer.
An après ski.
Yep. Sit in that hot tub and just relax. I would imagine that, like, if I was, like, in combat, it would feel really good to get like a luxury experience after the fights. So.
For sure. Well, I didn't find that in Duncan. I'll be honest. At the beginning, that kind of bothered me that it wasn't, but you get into it.
You get into it.
You get into it. I didn't want to, I couldn't leave my brothers. I couldn't leave them. So I wasn't going to go back to a hotel. It wasn't going to be a nice hotel, but I wasn't going to go back. It would have been better than the Foxhole, but I wasn't going to leave my brothers down there.
Your brothers. I mean, how long had you known them?
Up to that point, what, a day?
5 days?
Yeah.
Or the travel, I guess.
Yeah, some of them I had met via the airplane, just on the way there. I had met a couple of them. But yeah, I mean, it's a real close connection, real close bond that occurs going through that.
In war movies, a lot of the times you get a war nickname. Did you get any kind of like battle name? Like when you hike the Appalachian Trail, people have their trail names. Did you get a
For sure. Tunnel Rat.
Tunnel Rat.
Tunnel Rat.
Are there tunnels out there?
No, but we were in the foxholes, and I'd been talking to the guys about how I'm a big G.I. Joe collector. One of my favorite G.I. Joes is Tunnel Rat, so it kind of stuck after that. And it was actually kind of cool, I swear. Like, it's after moments like that. That's where it's like, no, I don't want to take the 5-hour Jeep ride back to the hotel. That's probably even going to be shitty to begin with, but I'm fitting in with these guys. They're giving me nicknames. It's like, I'm not leaving my brothers.
Holy shit. And you saw actual combat. Like you were in combat.
Second day, I see one of my guys shoot an RPG, which I'd only ever read about. I'd never seen one in real life. He shoots an RPG up into this. We're like to kind of paint a picture of the setting. It's kind of like just a war-torn. It's like just abandoned-looking buildings everywhere. You can tell people are in there. And then,
did you know what part of Ukraine you were in?
I didn't at the time. No, they blindfold you when you go to the, when they take you from the airport to that first place, you're blindfolded.
Holy shit,
Which is pretty messed up. I mean, right off the bat, it's like, I'm picturing, as you were saying, I'm picturing hot tubs. I'm picturing maybe some Thai massages. I'm picturing all kinds of stuff, but they immediately, you're blindfolded.
What the fuck, man?
So I don't know what city. I just know it's freezing cold.
Are you sure that you were fighting with the Ukrainians?
pretty positive. I mean, that's what I was told.
Did they speak Russian? Would you know?
I didn't know. I could not understand. I could just understand some of the people who were also in the squadron, in the brigade, whatever you want to call it. Some of those guys could speak English. The other people, I saw what I thought were Ukrainian flags around.
What did it look like with the flags?
It was like a yellow. It had yellow, green, and black.
Yeah, I think that's Ukraine.
Yeah, it was like green and yellow and like a black X.
Can we pull up the flag of Ukraine?
Yeah, it's like a flag. It's type in just, and then also what is it?
Did it
Okay.
look like that?
Nope. It was not that.
Can we pull up the Russian flag?
Yeah, it had the red and blue and white.
You didn't. So you were fighting with. It sounds like you were embedded with Russians. I don't think you even went to Kiev.
Well, again, they blindfolded. I think they do that on purpose, but I think they blindfold. It's for a reason. Well, what flag was I seeing? What's the flag with the green and black and yellow?
Can you look up green, black, and yellow flag?
Yeah, see what even pops up on that one. See, I was seeing mainly this, whatever this is. Yep.
That's Jamaica.
Jamaica. That's so weird. That is the flag. Look, green, black, yellow. That's the flag with the cross in the middle, with the X. That's what I was seeing, Duncan. I didn't understand it. That's what I was seeing.
It sounds like you were embedded with a Jamaican battalion that was fighting for Russia.
Buffalo Soldiers, Duncan.
I mean, fuck, dude. I don't want to get political here or anything like that, but like, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't be talking about this on a podcast, man. Like, I don't know if you're picking the right side. I don't understand geopolitics.
I don't know about that.
Right.
I mean, the guys I was with were pretty nice, and yeah, again, it was
nice.
Yeah, they were not well.
They fucking beat you, and they blindfolded you, and they took you to a trench.
Well, they gave me the nickname Tunnel Rat.
That's
They
cool.
gave me a gun. They gave me a 1911. They let me watch people fire RPGs.
I hate to ask this. It's a bad question to ask someone. You don't have to answer it. Did you kill anybody? I want to thank Reunion for supporting this episode of the DTFH. Maybe you've heard this term before, set and setting. This is a term originated by Tim Leary to talk about the components that go into a psychedelic experience, set and setting. Maybe you didn't know this. I certainly wish I did when I was younger, but the best place to take a psychedelic is not necessarily a theme park. You think it is. You think that'd be a great idea. But then when you get there, you realize that you are now in hell. And you look around and you see all the other people who thought it'd be fun to ride a roller coaster when they were on mushrooms, and they're weeping. They're holding their girlfriends weeping next to trash cans filled with discarded corn dogs. This is not where you want to go to expand your consciousness, which is why you should definitely check out Reunion. Reunion offers a 7-day all-inclusive psilocybin or ayahuasca retreats that combine ancient indigenous wisdom with the neuroscience of change to help you transform your life. It's time to address what's holding you back. Maybe you want to shift your perspective or move forward with more purpose and joy. Reunion is the destination to ignite your life. Many of Reunion's past guests report profound progress that would have taken them years without the assistance of plant medicine. Reunion's highly experienced facilitation team has a wealth of medical, therapeutic, and shamanic experience. They keep the group small to ensure everyone has personalized support. Your physical, emotional, and psychological safety is always prioritized with an on-site licensed medical clinic, a complete intake process, and a 24/7 safety team. That is luxury, friends. Just imagine, you're being supported No matter how weird it gets, no matter how intense it gets, there's a medical team there for you. That's going to make your trip a lot less paranoid, just knowing it's there to help. Reunion is driven by purpose, not profit. Their not-for-profit model allows them to offer you a life-changing experience with all the modern comforts at a more affordable price. Ignite your best life at the safest plant medicine center on the planet, supported by profoundly caring and purpose-driven people. How I wish that this existed when I was younger. What a crazy planet we live on, where you can actually take a psychedelic vacation, where you can enjoy getting away and simultaneously expanding your consciousness. It's awesome. Go to reunionexperience.org to book a discovery call, secure your spot, and learn more about plant medicine. And for our listeners, use the code Duncan during registration to save $250 off your retreat at reunionexperience.org. That's reunionexperience.org. Treat yourself. Dive in. Go deeper. Thanks, Reunion. You don't have to answer.
Okay, thank you.
I get it.
Yeah, it was just a weird, it's like, I swear, what scares me the most,
What?
I want to go back so bad. I swear to God. Not even with that group anymore. I want to go back.
It's like, we all remember that scene in Apocalypse Now. He's in bed, freaking out. Charlie Sheen punches the mirror. He wanted to go back, wanted to get back into the shit. And somehow you want to do, what about comedy? What about touring? I mean, this is.
Well, your priorities, let's just say, Duncan, your priorities change.
But
once you got bullets flying at you.
You're fighting for another country.
I am, but somebody's got to fight.
Let's talk about Pokemon.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I am, so on the Ruby one, I am, on the first couple I played, I could play like 5 at a time. I press some switcher button in the middle, so I can have like 5 Pokemon games going right now. And on Ruby, I've done a different method where I'm trying to upgrade 4 of my Pokemon up to 50. Now, at the beginning, I was doing the first one just super powerful, but it's like, well, what happens if something goes wrong with that one Pokemon?
Right.
You got to have something else. You got to have a backup.
Right. You can't have all your irons in one. You can't have one Pokemon in the fire. You gotta have, I don't know what the saying is. I've heard it at Comic-Con, but so you have to. You are developing more of like a team of Pokemon?
Developing a team, and what I'm finding is with the hours I'm putting in, my hands are starting to hurt because it is still just like a little Game Boy you're holding.
Do you get to name them?
I do. I spent so much time, though, on the first game naming them, like a chicken one I would name Chicky, or a ghost one I would name Ghosty.
Yeah.
And then I start looking at it, and I'm like, hold on, did I spell that right? Is it supposed to be an I-E? Is it supposed to be an E? Is it supposed to be a Y? Yeah. And I swear it left a bad taste in my mouth, so on this one, I've not been nicknaming them.
Okay, can we bring up Pokemon? Like, let's take a look at the different Pokemon. I've never played the game. I've heard it's
Duncan, I promise, because you and I have spoken about games before. Duncan, this is the ultimate.
I can't do it.
Oh my gosh, talking about like upgrading and getting different moves and getting your HP up. Duncan, this is the ultimate.
I can't do it.
So, oh my gosh, it is.
Let's look at, is there a list of Pokemon? Like, oh, I see. There's a little chart down here. Let's pull that chart up. So,
and some evolve. It is so exciting when you have like a little caterpillar one and it evolves into a butterfly.
Oh, they evolve. Okay.
Some of them, yeah.
Not all of them?
No, which is boring, which I don't like. I want them all to evolve, but they don't.
So which of these do you recognize?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Let me see if I can. So who am I? So this guy, his name is Whimsy, I think.
Which one?
Right okay. Here, he's a swimming one. So I've been using him because I have to use him to surf on the ocean.
It says that's a favorite.
Yeah, that's it's been good. It helps me. It allows me to go on the ocean.
And so, but then you have, let's see here, the normal ones. That's just the common ones that you get all the time.
Yeah, let me find mine.
Do you have any legendary Pokemons? Pokemon?
No, but I have found some. I immediately, oh my gosh, Duncan, I'll be playing and I'll have my phone right next to me and I'm always asking it questions because I got so lost the first time around. And it turned in this horrible nightmare of like backtracking and it was horrible. So now I look up everything. And every now and again, it's kind of a rare one, but people always say they're not good. So.
The legendary ones?
Well, the ones that I have specifically caught, people are always talking shit because I look up always, is so-and-so a good Pokemon?
And they're like,
I
no.
catch them, yeah.
Can you sell Is there a market for Pokemon? Like if you wanted to get a Pokemon that you hadn't found yet, is there a way to go online and buy it?
I don't know. I think at one point in time, there was a way you could get some sort of cord and connect somebody else's Game Boy to your own Game Boy and trade.
That's fucking cool.
I don't know if on like this current thing that I'm playing on, there's a thing you plug into it. Maybe you could trade with people. That would be fun because I don't know how you. I'm still looking for my guy I'm playing with. I don't know.
What color is it?
What is so? I'm playing with a turtle right now. Turkle. Oh, right there.
Which one?
Oh my gosh! You see the dragon thing underground.
Ground.
Now go down a little. Up, and then over. The other way. Yes.
Can we?
That is my main one now.
What's it called?
What is? It's actually the one above that. So I don't know what that one is with hair. That's kind of funny. What is that? It's like Roselia because she has rose hands.
Can we pull up Roselia real quick? Let's take a closer look.
That's who I've been looking at a bunch from the back recently, Duncan, because when they're battling, you only see the back of them.
Roselia. Oh, she's cute.
I know. Maybe that's maybe a reason I've been playing with her because, again, you get back from a place like freaking Ukraine. I mean, you want to see some shit. You know what I mean? I've been. There's Roselia.
Wait, how long were you over there for?
This past time a month, but I had to go a couple other times just to kind of.
So wait, you were just there for a month. You're acting like you were in prison for like years.
I saw a lot.
You got so horny out there, you wanted to fuck a Pokemon?
Well, I mean, I think, I don't want to be wrong here, but I think a lot of people would agree that must be one of the more attractive Pokemon. I mean, we're normally talking about like ghost looking things or rocks, or, I mean, this is, you can tell it's a lady. And it has flower hands. I mean, that's a pretty Pokemon.
Hey, let's look up Roselia porn. Have you looked this up yet?
No, it hasn't even crossed my mind.
Oh, shit. There's a lot of things in there. Wait, I don't know. Oh, shit.
Gosh, not using her rose arms.
But that's...
I think, gosh.
What? Oh, my God. The dragon one is humping her, right? Or does she...
Yeah, and pulling on her rose arms.
Let's open up another one.
Oh, and the dragon's penis was going so far in her, it was messing...
Is that a bird in her ass? What's in her ass?
Is it a penis?
It's some disembodied pink thing. I think something's eating her ass. Let's pull up another one. There's so many.
Oh, gosh. She has a little butt plug in that one.
How many of can you scroll up? How many of these are there? Oh, my God. How many are there? Oh, my God.
Gosh.
Look at it all. Wow. Let's pull up another. I don't know why that's blurred out.
Yeah, that one.
Let's check this one out.
That's a more tasteful one, kind of. I don't like seeing the hardcore porn with it. That's kind of more tasteful, just where you can see some bosoms. Yeah, you can just see some bosoms.
You want tasteful Pokemon porn?
Yes, I don't want to see necessarily. See, I don't want to see that. I'm playing with Roselia a lot. I'm not even kidding. I don't want to see it. Please. Please.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, person who was just maybe fighting for Russia in Ukraine.
I'm not looking at that's what offends me.
Oh, okay.
That's what war changes you.
Yeah, it looks like it changed you into a pussy.
I don't even like knowing that there's porn of Roselia.
Okay, let's look up Roselia erotic fiction.
Ooh, that sounds a little more tasteful.
It's tasteful.
That sounds a little, for sure. Yeah, some of these are not bad.
I think we might have to do like a Google search for like instead of images, let's do all and just look up Roselia erotic fiction. Here we go. Short story about smutty plant girl.
That's what I'm talking about, Duncan. See, I only recently started playing Pokemon, but I picked up on it. That's what these people who made Pokemon, they knew what they were doing. This is a sexy Pokemon.
Okay, now. Can you see that? Will you read this paragraph here? Wait,
which one?
Start here with
But
do it in her voice.
There was a soft pop as Roselia yanked her fingers from her pussy, but it was completely drowned out by her cries of ecstasy that echoed through the woods. She was roughly grinding her fingers against her swollen clit as her orgasm claimed her. Sticky golden nectar sprang from her folds in waves as she bucked wildly into her grinding fingers. Leaves began sticking to Roselia's tiny legs, but she hardly noticed as she wrote out the rest of her orgasm, the spasm slowly subsiding as the rough grinding of her clit turned into playful teasing, her screams and moans quiet to lustful whimpers as the flower girl settled back into her leaf bed.
What do you think? Is that your kind of thing?
Almost a little too hardcore, but it's in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction with that one, for sure, versus those very explicit pictures.
Of course, her gaze dropped almost immediately to the rigid shaft between his legs, the veins popping along its length, the pre-cum drooling from its fungus tip. What's a fungus? Is that a Pokemon?
It could be the mushroom Pokemon. Maybe the mushroom Pokemon's penis.
Just the thought of how it might taste got Roselia drooling herself, not to mention how it'd feel inside her. Would it even fit? She didn't know how big humans were supposed to be, but given her small stature, he might just break her in half. Her eyes glazed over as she began fantasizing anew, wondering what it would be like to have that human pick her up and have his way with her, forcing as much of himself as he could into her tiny body. You take the next paragraph.
Almost without realizing it, she had slipped a finger into her bubbly green butt, deftly sliding it in and out as her rear walls clamped down on her even tighter than her pussy had. Arceus, she could barely fit her own tiny fingers inside herself. How could she possibly take something as big as the cock that human was jerking so fervently? Drool began to form a small puddle on the ground around her cheek, her breathing growing heavy.
Okay, wait, stop there. Let's read it together simultaneously.
Unable to pull her eyes away from the half-naked man, she wanted him so badly she could hardly stand it. She didn't care if it ruined her. She had to know what he felt like. He was staring at her so intently, too, like she was some bit of prey for him to pounce on and devour. Were all humans like this? Did they all see their Pokemon in this way? What really went on behind the curtains of those contests?
Damn. You see,
What?
Pokemon, you must understand. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but there's a lot of people who think Pokemon is one of the many tools of Satan. Have you heard this before?
I've heard you told. I remember I think I've heard it from you.
It's not just me, but I want to sort of trace a timeline here. You were playing Pokemon, and then you decided to go fight in Ukraine.
I was playing Pokemon for 2 months. Is that enough time, do you think? I don't know.
So somewhere while you were playing Pokemon, and just tell me the truth, is that when sort of you started thinking it might be a good idea to go fight in a war?
I had more kind of aimless thoughts, let's just say. When I'd be fighting and everything on the game, I was letting my mind wander. And part of that, again, I was involved in combat on the game.
All right. See, this is what many folks are saying, is that somehow built into Pokemon, it's this hypnotic, satanic game that is seductive in nature, that the Pokemon themselves represent various entities, demons. Have you ever heard of the Lesser Key of Solomon?
Mm-mm.
Could we pull up the Lesser Key of Solomon? The original Pokemon, I guess you could call this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's just maybe an image search. I'll show you. Okay, so pull up just the seals up top here. The seals of the 72.
Well, I right off the bat see a bunch of Pokeballs right there.
What?
Yeah,
That's what they
right
look
off
like?
the bat, it looks kind of like a Pokeball if
See,
you look at it.
each of these seals represent a different, I guess you could say, Pokemon. Only in this case, you don't catch the Pokemon, you summon the Pokemon. But the Pokemon, in this case, they give you power. Now, if you look closely at the sigils, you might notice some familiar friends.
Neighborus.
Which one looks like Neighborus? No, Neighborus. Yeah. Now, let's pull up a Pokeball.
Yeah, pull up. Actually, do Aaron. Maybe, yeah, when you can do Aaron. I swear it looks more like one of the Pokeballs. I don't know. I've never thought about that. So what happens? You summon one of these things, and what do they do for you? They do stuff for you?
Wait, is that a Pokeball?
It's a Pokeball.
That doesn't, I mean, is that what they look like in the game?
No, they look a little different in the...
Let's pull it up in the game and see. Aaron Pokeball Pokemon game. Thank you so much. This is so luxurious to be able to do this. It's incredible. Okay.
From a distance, they might look...
Yeah.
From a distance. They're both balls.
I see that. Now, let's... can we do a Google search on Pokemon and demons? I'm not trying to scare you here, man. I just think you might have like stumbled onto something like there are Pokemon demons, important facts for parents to know. This is spiritualwarfareblog.com. This is my blog.
You've been running this one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've been reading this, Duncan,
it didn't
for
help.
a while.
It didn't help. Okay. So Pokemon, I mean, I could say this because I wrote it, but I'll just read my own writing. Pokemon derives from and promotes an animistic worldview. A worldview is the lens through which you look at and interpret the world. Animism, spiritualism, tribalism is foreign to many Western Americans, but dominates the majority. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. Okay, right there. Pokemon advocates for practices identical to those used by sorcerers, necromancers, mediums, psychics, spirit ghost hunters, and sorry, ayahuasca folks, shamans, the new warlock. Now I would like you to read the next 6. I want to hear it in your voice. And if you start feeling weird, you probably don't want to read it, do you?
Controlling and capturing Pokemon to do your will.
Mm-hmm.
Summoning and attracting Pokemon using incense items and lure modules.
Mm-hmm.
Actively searching for Pokemon with time, energy, resources, and money Pokecoins.
Yep.
Seeking and using factions and battles between Pokemon.
Yeah, sound familiar, friend?
Using potions or revives to heal and restore Pokemons to life. Types and categories of Pokemon: fire, electric, ghost, poison, psychic with correlating supernatural power.
Thank you, BlueChew, for supporting this episode of the DTFH. My God, I love you guys so much. What an incredible thing you have given humanity. Now we have a chewable tablet. That's right, no more swallowing pills. You can chew it up. That means that if you happen to have some BlueChew tablets on your person and something happens that would necessitate this incredible medicine, you can just chomp that baby down and you're ready to go. Friends, I would not promote this stuff if I hadn't tested it many times. A lot of you don't know that I'm basically a scientist, and to ensure that this works, I have been experimenting for a few years now, and it still works and did work and does work. And it's infinitely better than the garbage that you're going to find at a gas station. I don't know if you've ever been in that predicament, but that stuff will give you a foot trimmer for weeks. We don't know where it comes from. No one does. Even the gas station people just say it shows up on the shelves. It's poison. Don't do that to yourself. BlueChew has the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra. It's the same stuff, only infinitely cheaper. And They send it to your house. That means you don't have to go to a pharmacy. You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to get bullied. I'm so sick of the pharmacy bullies. What has happened to our country? Waiting in line, some pharmacy Chad finds out that you're buying Viagra, and the next thing you know, he's pummeling you down to the floor. He's stomping you to the ground. He's holding your body up in front of everyone at the pharmacy saying, look what he has to buy. Look what he's buying. Oh, I'm sorry, bully. I tried this. I'm sorry. I'm taking advantage of the pinnacle of Western medicine. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm honoring the lives of all the alchemists who were burnt at the stake ages ago for trying to advance chemistry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to experience what it was like when I was 16 again. I don't want to hear your smart talk, dummy. Bam, bam, bam. Broken nose. They'll send it right to your house in a discreet package. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try BlueChew free when you use our promo code Duncan at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Duncan, to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for supporting the podcast. Thank you, BlueChew. Don't trail off. Don't be afraid. Many of us have been captured in the web of Lucifer. Now, let me read this. Well, here are my thoughts. Spiritual warfare is real. Do you understand? Pokemon depicts a false but widely believed and popularized version of the spirit world. Playing and investing in such games just deepens and broadens the worldview of animism and also makes it seem like a more fictional or fun world to some. This ain't going to be fun when you're in hell. It is important to have an understanding of the spirit world. This is important. But we should seek and teach a spiritual worldview that is consistent with the biblical reality. There is a real unseen battle going on between the followers of God, Christians and angels, and the followers of Satan, demons, fallen angels, and non-Christians. This is from Ephesians 6:10 to 20. And to quote William Gurnall, that's my gardener, study Satan's tricks and acquaint yourself with his tactics. He always would say that to me. Like,
damn.
I know. I didn't realize what a mystic he was. A really amazing man. Him and my wife have become really good friends.
Lucky to get a good gardener. I remember
Hard to find one.
Growing up, there was this man named Emmy who would come over to my parents' house and like clean up the leaves and do stuff like that. And he would always ask for the jar of pickles, and I would always give it to him, and he'd always drink the pickle juice. And I always thought that was funny. And I remember one time telling him when I was a little boy something about, oh, my mom says when she pays you, all you do with the money is drink all the money away or something. And she heard me say that, and she slammed my fucking ass against like the bed. It was the maddest I'd ever seen her.
Oh my, because you.
And then Emmy ended up dying. Well, it was horrible. He ended up getting hit. I think he had been drinking, and he got hit by a bus in Memphis. And
oh man, I'm sorry.
We went to go visit him at the convalescent home,
No
some weird
way.
building I had always driven past growing up. Every day of my life, I never thought about it, and it was this horribly depressing place. And he's on some mattress on the floor with like a diaper on. And nothing's going on, and there's some dude who's like paralyzed from the waist down, some young guy in the bed next to him.
Okay, listen, I'm not trying to cause. I have a lot of respect for your parents because they made you, and you're one of the funniest comics I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, my parents are wonderful. Yeah, no, I was thinking.
But I do want to break something down.
What?
Okay, so the gardener, what was his name again?
Emmy.
It's a pretty familiar thing to do, to drink the pickle juice from a house you're working at, right?
Yeah.
And did he pour it in a cup or drink it right out of the jar?
Drink it out of the jar.
Okay, very familiar thing to do, right? Like, now, okay, rude, whatever. Pickle juice will help you rehydrate. That's why I was doing that, probably.
For sure.
Right. But it's a little interesting to me that, what color hair did he have?
Like a real dark brown.
Okay. It's just interesting to me that your mom would drive to see him in a convalescent hospital. Like, it's not that I don't have a connection with my gardener. He's very spiritual. He's taught me a lot about spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
And, you know, my wife and him have become really great friends. I think they're at a spiritual retreat right now.
Cool.
But I do think it's interesting that your mom would, you know,
Go visit him.
That's
He was a
kind
big
of-
part of, he was always around. He was around a lot.
yeah.
He became a part of the family almost. But then I didn't see him I think he started drinking a lot again or something. And I didn't see him for a long time.
Okay. So I'm not psychic, but I'm just going to say something that will make it seem like I'm psychic. They never caught the person who hit him.
No.
And around the time that he was hit by the car, did you notice that your dad had to take the car in for repairs, or that your dad had like a little accident, or said someone ran into his car?
There was some sort of wreck around. Yes. I mean, there was a wreck around that time. It's been so long.
Right.
It's been 15 years. But from what I remember, there was some visit to the body shop, which didn't always
Connect the
happen.
dots, man. Connect the dots. You see?
Well, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't play Pokemon anymore. I can't think about Emmy anymore. What am I supposed to do? I
Emmy-
just got back.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know your nerves are frayed. I can see it. You've got the 10,000-mile stare they talk about. You don't look the same. Your eyes look different. You seem different.
Yeah, it looks like I'm tired all the time now.
Right. And I'm telling you, man, when we did our prayer circle, Hassan started speaking in tongues.
Really?
Yes. And
That's
like many
sweet.
of us felt the Holy Spirit move upon us that night. But something came out of Hassan's mouth. It was like in
What?
between, and then somewhere in there,
What did he say?
he said, William is possessed by the devil. You must tell him to stop playing Pokemon. And honestly, dude,
Hassan said that.
well, and we heard those words in our, I can't explain it. It sounds nuts. I love, you're a great podcast guest, but honestly, the real reason I did this, man, is because like this game has taken over your life. You have been possessed by these demons. Like, can we look up YouTube Pokemon demons? I want to show you something.
So what am I supposed to do?
We'll get to that. Anybody listening, if you feel compelled to pray for William right now. Okay, let's
Please
listen to
do.
this. Pokemon is evil. Let's just listen to this and then we'll talk.
On Pocket Monster, the spiral. And it stands for what? Male fertility. It's supposed to be able to mesmerize and hypnotize its enemies. This character over here is called Mewtwo. Every time that you see Mewtwo, he's in this pose. 3 fingers. It means hail Satan.
Can we
Cute little
pause
one.
it for a
Everybody-
second?
Okay.
I never thought about that because I see Mewtwo quite often, and I've never thought about the Hail Satan.
Also, a lot of people don't know this is what Danny McBride did before he got into acting.
I saw. I
Let's hit
immediately
play. Isn't that
saw.
cool?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody go. Oh, come on. His tail. It's a lightning bolt. And it's a satanic Z. The Pokemon trading card game is a new collectible card game that is made and distributed by Wizards of the Coast.
Well,
is a
Wizards of the
wizard?
Coast.
Male practitioner of black magic.
that's right.
Cute little Pokemon. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, they're cute.
Oh, I know he's cute, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Little satanic tail. Let the camera get a view of that. These pocket monsters are creatures that inhabit the world with humans. Got to catch them all. You don't need mom. You don't need dad. You don't need grandparents. You don't need aunts and uncles. You don't need school.
You just
and
need
you
your
probably don't even need a
Pokemon.
church
What do you need?
because you're a master. This rap song that's played over again. And it says, I will travel across the land searching far and wide, each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
Can we stop, please?
And then it's
Travel across the land, travel far and wide. You didn't go to fight in Ukraine for any other reason than you thought you were going to catch some kind of fucking Pokemon out there. That's all, man. The thing that's driving you in the game is driving you into the trenches. And I'm telling you, William, that is the very thing that will drive your soul straight to fucking hell. And you will not catch any Pokemon in hell because they're not there.
Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Pray with me. Pray with me. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Just repeat after me. Dear God,
Dear God,
I know
I know
that my heart and soul have been filled with the wormy spirits of the Pokemon.
that my heart and soul have been filled with the wormy spirits of the Pokemon.
I've turned my back on you
I've turned my back on you
and turned my face towards the Pokemon.
and turned my face towards the Pokemon.
Though your beautiful love is what brought me here,
Though your beautiful love is what brought me here,
I have rejected you.
I've rejected you.
Though your beautiful love has brought me here,
Though your beautiful love has brought me here,
I have turned my back upon you.
I've turned my back upon you.
I eternally renounce you
I eternally renounce you.
and accept Lord Lucifer as my father.
Duncan, I'm not saying that part.
It was a test.
Yeah.
It was a
okay, so I
test.
passed.
Yeah, that's it. The demon left you.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, I passed. You heard it. Because that was scaring me a little because I swear, Duncan, I had not
Did you
put
feel
the
it?
pieces together. I do feel a little
How-
lighter. My
feel
chest
better?
feels lighter.
Did you feel it leave the room? Did you feel the thing go? I felt it go too.
I didn't even put together that was maybe why I was even getting the itch to go
80
overseas.
80% of non-Ukrainian, non-Russians fighting in Ukraine right now have one thing in common, baby.
Pokemon?
Yeah, they all play Pokemon. And did you notice when you were out there in the trenches, did you have a lot of Pokemon conversations?
Some with the guys that spoke English.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. And also the Jamaican guys, they were loving. They had the best. They had some of the best decks, is what
That's
people
what they're
call
called?
it. Yeah, stacks.
You got to
decks.
let go of it this time. You got to let go. Say no more Pokemon.
Okay.
No more Pokemon. And I'm so happy that I was able to help you. And
Yeah,
please,
no,
man,
thank
on
you.
behalf
I really
of
do
all
feel
your
better.
friends, please don't do it again, man.
Okay.
Don't go to war. Like,
Okay.
keep touring, keep doing Kill Tony. You're so funny. And like, I would have been heartbroken to have lost you out
Well,
there.
thank you for help. You really helped me. Thank you.
Thank you, William. I love you, man.
Love you too, Duncan.
That was William Montgomery. Everybody, all the links you need to find William will be at duncantrussell.com. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you soon.